Every now and again I get the question, should you use Japanese when teaching English? It may seem obvious, no, but there is a question. If you know a bit of Japanese, and why don't you just throw in a bit of Japanese? Like if you know cat in Japanese is neko, why don't you just say, oh, neko, that means neko, when you're teaching the word cat. The reason, well, there are a number of reasons. I've got 3 reasons. Number 1, it's a bloody English lesson, teaching English. Otherwise, you're just not using English. So you're encouraging them to translate. The other reason is it's the same as with doing fiction, actually. You know, the advice, the hackneyed advice they give you is show, don't tell. Meaning, if you tell somebody something, it's boring. If you show them and they have to feel it and understand it, then it becomes interesting. And that works in fiction and works as well in teaching. For example, if I say in fiction, he walked into the room, sweat rolling down his eyes, he was shaking, he said, "You haven't done your homework." Right? You have to figure out, is he mad, or is he just hot, or is he angry, or whatever. If I just tell you, the teacher walked in, he was angry. Boring. And more importantly, you didn't learn anything from that. You didn't have to work out what was the meaning of the scene. Sorry, that's a terrible example. But it's the same in English. If you're teaching some language, there's a moment where there needs to be a little bit of misunderstanding or a little bit of not sure, what does the teacher mean, what does this mean? And they have to use all their clues, and you help them, of course, as a teacher, but the learner has to use all the clues that they can get to figure out what is the meaning of this new vocabulary. If you just say, neko is cat, cat is neko, they'll probably forget it, they haven't learnt it. And frankly, they can do that at home with a dictionary, so what are you giving them? Nothing. The other point is, if you constantly are using Japanese in your English lesson for vocabulary or other things, they'll just wait for the translation. They won't even listen to you as you're speaking English because they know that it will be explained to them in a language they can understand more easily. So what's the point of that? And your lesson just becomes very boring. There are times when you can throw in a few words of Japanese if they really can't get it. As a last resort, use it, but really a last resort, because, as I say, you'll just be encouraging them to pretend they don't understand. So you may say, but there's some things I have to say it in Japanese because they don't understand me. Well, that's part of the lesson, and you'd be surprised how much people can work out using a few little tricks, which I'll tell you about in another video.